Jolene, she skydived. I just remember going out to the airport sometimes and watching her. She loved it. Her and Brett got married on the beach and they skydived down, and I wasn't that familiar. I just couldn't believe that they was gonna land right there. It was beautiful.
My dad started running Skydive Toledo in 1988, and he ran that drop zone for almost a decade. And there's no way for, you know, the son of the father who owns the drop zone not to get into skydiving.
First of all, Jarrett was like ready to jump way before that first jump. The only thing that was keeping him from jumping was he simply couldn't fit in the harness.
You know, it was only a matter of time before I could fit in the harness that he took me skydiving. So about that time I was 9 years old and, you know, went on my first skydive.
I remember asking his mom if it was okay. She was a skydiver too, and she wasn't really all keen to do it. We did it anyway, and I actually got in a little trouble for it, you know, but it was worth it.
Don't you want to say hi, Mom?
Hi, Mom.
Growing up, like probably from the time I was about 10 to about 14 years old before I started doing skydiving on my own. My dream was going in the Army and flying big jets, and all my friends can tell you that, you know, I was the aviation geek at school, like always playing like airplane games and flight simulator and stuff like that. So yeah, I always knew that, you know, what I wanted to do for a career was flying airplanes.
He was out there with his dad and folding the parachutes and doing this kind of stuff, and then eventually just went up in the air and down he came.
I did my first static line skydive when I was 14. It was May 28th, 2005. There hasn't been 10 minutes that goes by that I'm not thinking about skydiving. You know, it's just, you know, how do I get better? When's the next skydive? What am I going to do on the next skydive? And, you know, it's just consumed a lot of my life since that first jump. I just love to skydive and love the adrenaline and love to get better. Like, I mean, the adrenaline wears off with skydiving, like, probably within the first 100 jumps or so. So base jumping is an acronym for all the objects that you can base jump off of. So it'd be B is for building, A is for antenna, S is span or bridge, and E is earth for like a cliff.
I'm not popping!
Base jumping was always something I wanted to do, you know, since I pretty much started skydiving. By that time I was 16 years old and, you know, fairly experienced in skydiving. So we went to Twin Falls, Idaho, where it's legal to base jump there, and we hooked up with a good friend, and he taught us everything we needed to know about base jumping.
Wait, where's your nose?
Right in front of you, I'm about to slip off.
No problem, I got you.
No,
don't worry about it. Okay, whenever you're ready. One. Yeah. How you feeling? Good. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah! You just passed Miles D's base camp!
When you first start base jumping, that adrenaline comes back, but again, after, you know, 100 base jumps or so, you start to get comfortable with something. You're just trying to get better and better.
3, 2, 1,
That sounds kind of weird with base jumping because there's only so much you can get better at. Base jumping, it's either you know, you survived or you didn't. instead of just jumping off something flat and stable and pulling your parachute and landing in, in the landing area. See how many backflips you can do before you have to pull your parachute, to see how many front flips, or see how many combinations of the two. And so, you'd always get the adrenaline going when you'd be at the top of an object and it would be, say a 400-foot object. You're like, okay, I'm gonna try to do, a triple backflip, and I'll have just enough time to do 3 rotations, pull my parachute and not hit the ground. You'd do it and you'd make it kind of thing, and then you'd be so exhilarated and that adrenaline would be still there. So yeah, no, I definitely lived for that kind of thing.
He didn't even go for it.
She came out skydiving when she turned 16. I ended up being her video guy, and I thought she was the coolest person ever. But I was a dorky aviation kid, and she was a cool, cool preppy girl that was way out of my league. And it was probably, I don't know, probably my senior year of high school when I had the courage to ask her out. And our first date was pretty awesome. I rented an airplane and took her down to Portland and flew into a nice little landing area strip. Once we had landed, we went out for a nice little dinner, and I don't know, I just thought that was the coolest first date ever.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I don't know, just something about Jarrett, you get addicted to him fast. We were together for like 4 months, and he wanted to do a job in Hawaii. We were both just in our senior year of high school and didn't really know what was going to happen, but we were going to be there for each other.
It was hard.
Yeah. I was trying not to cry most of the time. Both.
She cried.
I did. I cried a lot.
I was all set up to be a professional skydiver, and one of my friends convinced me to fly out to Hawaii. His name was Herbert Eskelson, and he's a little bit older than me, but we had worked together a lot in Washington, and he had really pushed me to work there at Skydive Hawaii with him. And as soon as I graduated high school, that's what I did.
He was always just very happy and loved his job over there.
Amelia, Jarrett, I'm gonna be your camera guy. So, what are y'all dressed up for, man?
Skydiving.
At that time, I held most licenses you could get in skydiving. I had a tandem instructor license. I had an AFF instructor license. I was a videographer, and I was a prorated skydiver.
So, what would you say for someone who hasn't done this before?
Walking is going to be so boring now.
Right on. Right. Welcome to the wonderful world of skydiving, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
As I got more comfortable with Hawaii, that's when I started to do more dangerous things. So, add base jumping, paragliding, speed flying, and all that stuff. Doing free diving, cave dives, and scuba diving and stuff like that. I mean, the adventures just started stacking onto each other. One day, me and Herb decided to go for a skydive. So yeah, it was just one of those jumps where it was after work and we were just having fun. And the airplane dropped us off a little bit off target. Herb got behind the curve a little bit and struck a tree. The parachute he was flying, you could get it going really fast. You could probably get it going up to, 80, 90 miles an hour and, do some steep dives and stuff like that. And yeah, so you can imagine hitting a tree going that fast can do some damage, and that's exactly what it did. Just kind of on my own again after that. But I was fortunate enough to have great friends in Hawaii from the time that I showed up to his death. So the new friends that I had in Hawaii really helped me through his death. And once I got past that, the adventures continued.
Evan, Gage, and Jarrett.
We thought that it would be a lot of fun to try ground launching off this mountain. And so we hiked up there. It was a big, long hike up to the top of this 4,000-foot peak. And we pretty much launched off with our parachutes. Evan went first, I went second, and Gage had a little bit of a trouble, getting off, but he finally got off, and then got off the mountain, and when we landed, we were super stoked about it.
There you go.
It was a couple weeks later that we wanted to do it again after work, and I wanted to make it a little bit more extreme, so I was going to rig up another dynamic to the jump. My friends were simply flying off the mountain and landing. I was flying off the mountain, releasing that parachute, going back in a free fall for a momentary second before deploying a secondary parachute. A whole new stuff.
All right, this is the contraption. You got rings, base rig, rest in peace Herb. This Chaos 88, pretty much this is 100% Herb's gear. And I'm even wearing the sunglasses.
I've been really nervous on other stunts, but this one I wasn't nervous at all. I was sure this was safe and that this was going to be pretty uneventful, other than the fact that this was going to be an exciting jump in itself.
My turn.
The launching area was super sketchy. It was really windy. There's lots of trees and turbulence, and I had a difficult time getting launched off. Once I got launched off the mountain, I flew for about 10 seconds, and then my parachute rigging prematurely released. My doctor told me that, I remember what he said exactly. He said, due to the extent of your injuries, I had a ruptured aorta. He says, I would have bet a year's salary that you would have been dead by the time you got to the hospital. I went to do back surgery because my spinal cord was ruptured. They fused my spine in a couple different places, and here I am, alive, breathing well with a good aorta, but there's nothing you can do about a spinal cord, so I'm a T5 complete paraplegic.
It really hit home, like, once I got back to my own home and everything, and was like, oh wow, okay. I'm just thinking everything, like, for example, my room's upstairs, and I'm like, how's that gonna work?
When I first got out of the hospital, we weren't living here. We were living down in Toledo in this apartment. That was awful.
We lived in a 2-story apartment, and the main bathroom with the shower was upstairs. I'd get him dressed in his wheelchair, and we wheeled 4 blocks from there down here, and then into Margaret's back door, just so we could go to the bathroom and get in the shower. And of course, I had to help him in and out of the whole thing.
Her house is pretty cluttered with furniture, so I couldn't even get to her. I couldn't even maneuver through the hallways to get into her bathroom. So I'd have to go back outside and then go through their patio door, and then use the bathroom. And that was every morning for the first probably month that I was home. So it was just it was an adventure.
It didn't seem like a big deal back then, but thinking about it now, it's like, how the hell did we do that?
This right here. This is what I used to work with. You put this helmet on. I had a camera in here, and this was a couple years ago when cameras were actually that big. I had a still camera up here, and then when I did my stunt, I actually wore this. I didn't have the still camera on top, but I had this camera, obviously capturing the whole thing. And you can see the gnarly spill that I had. I think I was wearing a helmet. Definitely hit my head pretty good here. And this is my my RGO braces. And what I do in these things is I get all strapped in this apparatus, and stand up nice and tall, get some weight, you know, going on my feet, which is always good for circulation. Super tricky to get in and out of, but once you're in there, it's really nice to be able to, you know, look people at eye level and you know, just take a couple steps and stuff like that. It's really good. The summer of 2010 was really when I started getting really rehabilitated.
A couple big components to his exercise program. One of them is right behind me, the Locomat, so a robotic gait device. So it's basically a robot that helps the legs move over the course of a treadmill. The concept of repetition is very important in our field. Jarrett travels quite far, about 40 miles or so, just to come here for an intense exercise program.
Then I've got his permanent car hand controls. Basically, these mount permanently, and as soon as he stops, like, breaking cars and wrecking them and stuff like that, I'm going to put him in his next car. These are his portable hand controls right here that we're going to put in here so he can, you know, basically drive it. It's really easy. It takes about 2 seconds to put him in, kind of. This one right here pushes the brake, and this one pushes the gas. Real simple. So yeah, that's how they work.
Cool. Thanks.
One of his activities of daily living is getting into and out of his chairs. Whether it's from a car to his chair, from his bed to the chair, from the floor to the chair, all of these are things that we address in our program.
Somebody with a T3 level of injury, which is the level where he broke his back, is supposed to be 100% independent. They should be able to push a manual wheelchair. They should be able to transfer. They can totally get back into the workforce. They can totally drive a car, and they have a very awesome potential to be extremely independent. So in order to go to the bathroom, you have to break the seal, a little catheter. So the catheter goes in, and the catheter goes in through your penis, up into what's a place called your urethra, and into your bladder, and then it drains. Having to go to the bathroom is kind of, I would say, many folks with spinal cord injury is the bane of their existence because it's a scheduled idea. So you have to kind of have a little, what's called the digital stimulation. Help, and then it stimulates a reflex that then helps empty the bowel. So Jarrett is still very available and very much has an opportunity for any ladies out there. You can still get interaction. You are still able to have intercourse and have sex with your partner. I would say dating with a spinal cord injury is a little tricky, just because you do have to explain to your partner at some point in time that the plumbing is a little different than normal.
We were together for almost a year or so after the accident, and we went through a lot of changes. It was my first year of college, figuring out what I needed to do with my life too.
When she went off to college, it's not like, all
right, bye, I'm never gonna see you again.
Yeah, no, it's just like, she went off to go to school in Florida, and I went off to school in Seattle and stuff like that. So, as much as we loved each other, it's not like you can really hold a relationship that far apart.
Yeah.
And but we still in love and stuff like that. So.
I know that Jarrett originally set out to be a pilot and then had an accident of some kind that damaged him so he can't use his legs. One of the things we talked about in military flight training was you had to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time to learn how to fly. Normally, to make a turn in an aircraft, you would use the ailerons, but because of physical forces of nature, you must also do something to make the nose turn. And that's what the rudder does. If you step on the right rudder, then the nose is going to turn to the right, which means you had to learn how to use your hands and your feet in coordination. He can still fly, but he's unlikely that he'll be able to make his living as a commercial pilot. His other options are actually many. Besides aircraft flying, there's lots of things to do with aviation that don't have anything to do directly with being in the seat.
Air traffic controlling, I feel, is probably the most exciting job in aviation. Well, I have a double major. One's in air traffic control, and I also have a major in airline dispatch. As soon as I realized that's what I wanted to do, and I, followed some friends into work and job shadowed and stuff like that, I really started getting excited about, my new career choice and stuff like that.
No, I think it's wonderful because he loves the airplanes, the drop zones, the skydiving. So I think it's wonderful that's what he wants to be.
We're here at Shelton-Sanderson Airfield, and my friend Darcy is kind enough to let me use her airplane while I take it for a spin.
Basically, we're just hooking up these new hand controls for Jarrett. Just got them this morning. Super stoked. It's going to allow him to fly the airplane by himself, basically. So I'm just doing final adjustments on the hand controls. Super stoked, man.
Should be good. I haven't flown an airplane in a couple of years, but hopefully it's like riding a bike or something. What's special about today is I got the hand controls in, so I can properly activate the rudder pedals. And I still have a co-pilot in today because, it's a first flight and you just got to make sure everything's checked out. But this is big as far as my independency and, paraplegic flying an airplane is pretty awesome. The first 100 yards of taxiing is me getting super nervous. Oh God, oh shit. But after that, it was just, that's just the way you do it. You move it right to go right, you move it left to go left, and that's all that you really needed to know. So yeah, as soon as I had that figured out, it was just second nature flying again. It's funny because it was the same thing with driving. That's all it takes is a few seconds to just kind of get it figured out, and then once it's figured out, then you're just comfortable with it. And yeah, same thing with the hand controls. You're used to controlling the rudders with your feet. Now that I'm controlling them with my hands, it's definitely a small learning curve, but it's really nice to control and fly an airplane solely by myself. So. Better than I thought. I thought I was going to be all over the place. So what? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good. There we go.
I went through this horrific accident, and then within just a couple months, I was making a skydive, and my dad helped me with that.
No, it was just never a question he was going to jump again. That was, it wasn't even brought up. Even by people around us, it wasn't brought up. I mean, it was, just, it's like the grass is green, sky is blue kind of a thing.
I was just scared that he was going to get hurt worse, but I had faith in Brett that he knew what he was doing, and he knew what Jarrett could do.
Capowson is family owned and operated, and everyone there is pretty much like family. You start going to Capowson, you're all of a sudden in this giant group of friends that all they want to do is help each other out.
We ate them all yesterday.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if we put him way out back, you two in the door, you want front float or?
Just gonna watch a three-way.
I'll go front float. All right. And so you'll go out behind Jarrett, the rest of you guys.
people out here, and everything just seems to happen as far as like load Jarrett to the plane. You'll see how it happens out there. He lands, and people go out there. Somebody grabs his parachute. 2 other people pick him up, put him on the trailer. And somebody's backing the trailer up. Everybody loves Jarrett Martin, that's for sure.
You know, you're falling through the air at 120 to 140 miles an hour, and, you know, imagine sticking your hand out the car window and just the littlest movements of your hand can make your hand do some crazy things when you're driving along the freeway. Imagine that now with your whole body. And for someone who doesn't have use of the legs and can't control, you know, how they can, you know, maneuver through the air, it's extremely difficult and extremely technical.
That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
In skydiving, there are so many responsibilities, and everyone's there to help each other out, you know. Everyone just wants to do good for everyone else, and especially for me, since I used to work there and taught a lot of the skydivers there, and now they're helping me out. So it just kind of, it's just kind of fun how the world turns and stuff like that. You know, one day I'm helping them out, and the next day they're helping me out, and that's just kind of the nature of skydiving and, you know, Capacity specifically.
Dennis, are you jumping again?
So are you trying to get into that formation right now?
Yeah. I kept on getting higher and higher. I'm like, this is not working. All right, one more time around. And I'm like, all right, just use Dennis. I can't stop. And then I'm like, Tony, careful. Careful, Tony. Little vertical transition. Okay, saved it. Still good.
The people that have a spinal cord injury are thrill seekers, and oftentimes when they have their spinal cord injury, they say, okay, maybe I should change my lifestyle and not be such a risk taker. Other people are like, that's how I live and breathe. I'm a thrill seeker and I need adrenaline, and that's what I want. And so
after the accident, I went 2 years without making a base jump, and one of my good friends tried really hard to get me motivated about making another base jump.
For Jarrett to do something like base jumping, it'd be a challenge as far as setup, making sure that the takeoff and landing areas were safe for him to get away from whatever he's jumping off of.
is it a good idea for him to do these things? I think it's important that you continue to do stuff that makes you feel like you are living. I think that there's all sorts of things you need to be careful about, and otherwise you could hurt yourself more. So sorry that I'm the conservative loser that's saying that, but I mean, wow, okay.
This is going to be my first base jump since the accident. I'm a little nervous. You know, it's been over 2 years since I've base jumped, so it's definitely going to be exciting. We're going to do some base jumping practice for Saturday. What we're going to do is test to see how my body falls. Most of the time when you're base jumping, or even before my accident, you obviously have use of your legs to push out from the ledge. But since I don't have the use of my legs, I'm gonna pretty much sit on the edge of something tall and hop in the pool just to see how my body does in you know, a little bit of a free fall. I don't know if my mass is gonna tilt me forward, in which case I'd do kind of like a dive, and then when my parachute deploys, I don't want to wrap them on my feet. Or the opposite would be falling off and being too head high, and then all of a sudden when the parachute deploys, it might, snag my head and rip off my neck. So what we're gonna do is see if I can go belly to earth and or belly to pool, and then that would translate to belly to earth on the base jump. The bridge itself is only 370 feet tall, where most parachutes are designed to deploy at 2,000 feet. We're going to be rushed to get out on the bridge, get me set up to jump. The landing itself is going to be tight. In skydiving, you have the area of several football fields. This is probably going to be the area of this hot tub that I'm sitting in.
The base jump, I'm a little nervous about it, but after seeing somebody get hurt one time.
Just the whole thing's scary. I'm too old to be scared these days.
Nice out. Sun's out. Bridge is looking nice.
I'm taking a piss, so don't mind me.
Cool.
Awesome.
Damn, baby, tie my tongue up so I can't even talk.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm really hoping for no line twists.
It should be good.
I'm going for the most uneventful base jump as possible today.
Just like,
Yeah.
that was boring.
Yeah.
Not like the old days.
Right. See how many flips we can do before we hit the ground. No, these knee pads are kind of a pain in the ass to go under, but they're too tight to go over.
Have you jumped here before?
Yeah.
Okay. You too?
I've Googled it.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Yep, just like right back. That's good. Yep, perfect. Good. Gonna do the toes. I think we're just gonna do. You good with that?
Yeah, just that's good. Okay. And then Hayes is gonna help me in my seat. Yep. Watch it.
Watch it. Oh. All right, you're good. All right, dude. We'll give you a pin check before we go. Make sure. Okay. I'm gonna put this in your lap.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll refold it in just a minute. We're gonna be carrying him 20 feet this way. Okay. So about that blocks. And actually, I can carry him to the point.
Slide under here. Okay, legs over. Alright, I'm good.
Okay.
And then
I'm just gonna hold on to you until he jumps.
Yep, go for it. Go first. Hayes got me.
Good one.
Still got me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna scoot a little bit.
Okay.
So slightly.
Nice hard throw, okay.
Yep.
That's still good.
Alright, so I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Drew on him up.
Nice, we made it. Woo! Fuck yeah, dude. Alright, your Casey, thanks, bud.
Yeah, man, I was a little nervous getting on the edge. Jumping off was good. I felt like I had a good body position.
3, 2, 1, see ya.
There goes the tree.
Whoa.
He's okay. Homeboy okay out there? Yep, he's a little wet.
We're just gonna start getting this climbing harness on, and like you said, the fun part begins. The next part we had to think about was how I was gonna get, hiked out of the canyon, and through a series of climbing harnesses and backpack style things, we took what normally takes a 5-minute hike it took me an hour to get out of the canyon.
Are we there yet?
You're officially 1/10 of the way there. You should see him right now. It's like he's riding a camel.
I like you a lot, Jarrett.
Up on your back high or low?
Get a give him a whip.
Yeah, release some spurs.
Everyone wants to see, everyone wants to see me happy. So it's, I feel like my friends and family will go above and beyond to, to do the things that I want to do.
Right on, Jarrett.
Yeah,
And thank you so much for letting me be a part of this.
I've seen him do some jumps, and he has his legs tied together. That's probably smart. It's the landing that's the only thing. In watching him land, I worry a little bit about his legs, just because I have to think about, right now there's no cure for paralysis, so I always look at my clients like we have to save their life and their body, so that if there was a magic cure tomorrow, that they could take the pill and stand up and walk, which would be great.
Yeah, way to skip your ride, bro.
After my accident, I did a year of non-competitive skydiving, and then from there on out, I thought I'd get back into competing. I'm a pretty competitive guy, and try to find ways to, make skydiving more exciting. And so that's when I thought I'd go to nationals for competition.
I used to be a better skydiver, I swear.
Hey, you still skydiving, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be competing in style and accuracy. And style is basically he'll get out in free fall and do a series of pre-described maneuvers. Well, it's kind of like the compulsories in figure skating, where they have to do a certain this move in order. It would be equivalent to that. And he's also competing in classic accuracy, which is where he tries to land as close to the center of the target as he can.
For my practice jumps, I've been training on a 3-meter diameter pea gravel pit, and it's a 3-meter diameter tuffet that I'm going to use for nationals.
His goal is to hit this big round target as many times as possible.
At this point, I'm going to say he's not going to make it here. So we'll have to do this one over.
Jesse is a multinational medal winner.
Okay, yeah, he's going to have to pack up and do that one again. That was a bad spot and a little bit of a low opening.
She was really nice enough to give me some coaching tips at Capalson, just to kind of help better me be more accurate with, my landings.
Okay, Jarrett, forward-wise. You're over here.
Yeah.
Turn to the target, then split the slider, then mess with your canopy and do the other thing.
For sure, the competition, I'll definitely need to do that.
For Jarrett, this is going to be an experience. It's going to be, it'll be good even for the other competitors that are there, but to say that he could win, no.
Oh, I think he'll do great.
Yes, he'll do good, I guarantee you.
Ones that win are going to have a total score of maybe 5 centimeters. They'll get dead center after dead center on him. Because he doesn't have any control of his feet, he's trying to fly them exactly to that. And then where they hit is going to be, just luck of the draw of what it'll read.
These conditions are great. There's not too much wind or very little wind. As far as the style goes, he'll need a little bit more. No, you know what? We went up earlier today. We got to 12,000 feet, so he'll be just fine.
Nice exit, by the way.
Yeah.
Just very nice.
Right back over. Oh, I missed the exit.
There you go. There's your legs.
So yeah, Fly Seattle. My good friends Bill and Lisa Adams started this facility a little less than a year ago, and yeah, we'll be flying in there for a few minutes and trying out some new things for the competition. The competition that I'm doing in Arizona is called the Classics, and it consists of classic accuracy, where you land on the target, and something like the wind tunnel will help me get control of where I'm at in the sky, and like where my proximity is to the walls will help me just for awareness of my body and control of it. We're gonna get the jumpsuit on, or knee pads onto you, wrap the tape around like this a couple times, and then wrap the towel around the tape and then tape it up. That sounds very good. Yeah, I like that idea. Skydiving and wind tunnel, as similar as it is still at the same time different, you know. And but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just went on the tunnel that's going to help me for the competition as well. You know, those turns. You know, obviously I can do the turns faster in the sky without, you know, hitting the walls or whatever like that. But definitely, you know, using the tunnel for that tool definitely helps with, you know, precision and stuff like that you would need in the competition. So I kind of inherited a lot of Herb's things, and before he passed away, he bought a whole bunch of jump tickets to go to Skydive Arizona, and that's what I used to help get me to the competition. It's 7 a.m. in the desert at beautiful Skydive Arizona. Round one of styles about ready to get underway in about 15 minutes. So we'll see how I do.
Jarrett, 10 minutes, quarter loop 3.
There's lots of pineapples there.
Pretty stoked, pretty proud of him. Nervous, but he'll do great. Round one, style.
So yeah, there's 5 rounds of style, which is, you know, judging your control and free fall, and it's all about how quick you can do it and also how precise your heading control is.
Style and accuracy competitor Jarrett Martin. How was that?
It was fun.
Did you stick it?
Huh?
Did you stick it?
Yeah, well, no.
Our video camera for doing one of our free fall events, which is the style event. So it's got a 800 with a doubler on it, and allows us to film the jump and free fall. And so after it's videoed here, it goes into the judging room over there, and then they will make sure that the turns were all within the prescribed angles and such, and then they'll get a score from that.
The series that I was doing was a left 360 turn, right 360 turn, back loop. A little drama before the jump was when I threw, when I had somebody put my legs outside of the airplane, my right shoe fell off. So I did the whole series with one shoe on. It's not the first time I've lost a shoe. I actually have lost 7, I think now, maybe 6 right shoes. So one of these days I'm gonna lose a left shoe and I can match everything up.
That's like the 3rd time he's lost his right shoe. He always loses the right shoe. So we got like a bunch of left shoes, same style and everything back home. I wish one of these days he would just lose the other shoe.
I didn't like that shoe, you know. But yeah, so round 3 is here in another few minutes, and hopefully it goes a bit better than round 2.
He's completing everything. He's just not fast enough. You know, and then without the use of his legs and most of his upper body, he just doesn't have the control that the other guys do. So. But he's completing them. He's getting through everything, and he's opening his parachute. So you gotta be stoked about that.
He's the first paraplegic that's competed here at the U.S. Nationals.
Well, I'm just totally amazed and awed by his courage.
The way his life has been and everything is just unbelievable. That he's done everything that a lot of us would have a hard time doing without having any injuries. It would be more than I would do.
It's Jarrett Martin at, we're about 2,500 feet. I'm about ready to make my first accuracy run here in Eloy. Check out the beautiful scenery we have up here.
The little yellow dot in the middle is 2 centimeters. That's the dead center. After that, the electronics give you 1 centimeter readings out to the edge. I think a fair bit of them will hit it at least once. The guy who hits it the most is the guy who wins.
Keep it in the brake, or you can slightly bring it down a little bit. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, Cheryl is like my official competition coach. She's won so many medals, and she's probably the most decorated, civilian skydiver in the world. She's won so many competitions for the past, several decades, and it was really nice of her to, shed some light on me and give me some of her tips.
You were just this short on the first one and just that over the last one. So you just have to just
balance it out a little bit.
Balance it out and you'll be right on there.
I'm super tired. I've been up since 5:30 a.m. Been jumping since 7 a.m. It's probably about 7 p.m. right now, and I'm ready to go home.
I got here last night, kind of late, and I'm here to help Jarrett out in his competition. We're probably going to do some jumps tomorrow. Be a good time. That's going to be Jarrett right there. He's going to hit it. Yeah, you can tell. He's right, dead on.
Looked good. I think I finally got it on that one.
Awesome job, Jarrett.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
See the concentration.
Yeah. Before Amanda flew out, I was still on goal, but still not getting exactly what I wanted to get done. And then it was funny that as soon as she showed up and she was watching me, I did my first scoring right on the pad. So it was that was a good jump.
You look good up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's his good luck charm.
Yeah, I'm excited. Didn't you just see that?
What was going through your mind as you're approaching the top there?
Well, conditions were a little bit different today. It's just all about kind of figuring it out. I definitely did some, shucking and jiving there at the end, but yeah, I'm really stoked that I hit the pad and scored nice and good. So
That was nice. Beautiful approach. Nice and smooth.
Yeah, my heart's still pounding. I mean, and that's no faking there.
Jarrett never ceases to try to impress me.
yeah, and and it was cool that Amanda got to see that too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
This medal goes for courage, and it goes to Jarrett Martin. Jarrett, if you come forward.
They gave him a medal for recognition of like courage and all that, competing regardless of his situation. And yeah, his dad and I choked up a little bit, exchanged some hugs and some tears while he got to go up on the podium. That was cool.
As embarrassing as it was, to get last place, but it was really cool to overcome all the things that I had to overcome to even come here.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal to come to nationals and my condition. It's first time in history a paraplegic has competed in a skydiving event, and
Leave it to Jarrett.
yeah, and then that's where I come in, and I competed like any other skydiver. It was just my disability just kept me from really being super competitive, but I set out goals for myself and went way above and beyond what I thought I could do, and it was just awesome to get recognized for that kind of thing.
This was his dream, not to be paralyzed, but to continue to skydive.
With the wolves, we're screaming at the stars. We left all we own in a hole in our backyard. And we were running for a reason, left our cubicles in little flaming piles. And we were running for a reason. I need to feel something different for just a little while.
Hello, this is Jarrett, testing on the microphone. Say something, I'm saying something, test 1, 2, 3. Zvolo como no mesh, let's click on Wooten strategy.
3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3. 3 is a magic number. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Can you hear me, Macaela?
Interview, Jarrett, take 1, marker.
I usually take the rubber band out of my chin thing, but sometimes I leave it in. It really depends on how much alcohol I've consumed the night before. I do comb it. So, get the knots out and stuff like that. Because you got to do that if you want to remain stylish, as I do.
Close-up shot of me cutting the sandwich is going to be awesome. Make sure that's in slow motion too, guys. That's going to be disgusting watching that.
Take 4.
Hey Russell, you want to do me a favor, man?
Sure, what do you need?
Hand that to Jenna, and then you're going to pick me up and put me in my wheelchair.
No problem.
Thanks, man.
What's your name? Jarrett. Jarrett?
So he's kind of a busy guy jumping off planes and stuff like that. I mean, where do you fit that in?
Let's see, let me just fucking think about what I'm going to say real quick. What the fuck am I saying? I'm going crazy. See, how can I explain this? It's really complicated to explain to people who don't really know. We were the first ones to do it, and we felt like we were kind of like the innovators to. Nice. And so yeah, I did that.
Thanks. You look like a professional diver.
Do it again for a second.
Too quick, too slow. I can do it again. Yeah. I'm just a bad movie star guy.
Wait, how do I say that? Say that again. What do I say? 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. And 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3, of course. And that's a magic number.
This is what I did for a Playgirl, actually.
Is my hair looking good? Am I good? Should I?
Just don't forget the most important part.
Smile and have fun.
Exactly.
Past and the present, the future. Faith and hope and charity.
Hey, won't you